Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to The Path of Pain. This is an optional secret area within the White Palace. This video is going to be abridged. It's not going to be entirely cleaned up, because to understand the Path of Pain, I think the failures in the learning process are important. So the compromise here is going to be showing some of that, but just not the entire hour that I spent learning and completing Path of Pain. So I will definitely leave in the first several tries when I hit a new screen, some progression, some funny failed attempts, and all of that will lead up to the clean attempt. This is really one of my favorite things they do in Path of Pain, is these vertical climbs where you're pogoing along the way to constantly reset your double jump in order to keep ascending. And these special soul totems are unlimited. You get unlimited refills here in the Path of Pain. And they are actually really generous with giving those to you. They do a good job of checkpointing you in here. They make sure that you pretty much always have healing resources, with the exception of just a couple of screens. So the charm setup that I'm using for Path of Pain, at least after the single death that's kind of nestled in here somewhere, is a combination of Grub Song and Hive Blood. Hive Blood is what's turning my health bar yellow up there. And what that does is it will slowly regenerate one mask of health every time you take damage. You have to give it a second, but it'll ensure that you are never actually in risk of dying. I love this. You can really almost hear the gears of my brain grinding every time I hit a new screen, trying to parse out exactly what is happening and what fresh hell I've run into, how I'm meant to tackle it. And then I just go. Hit every hazard along the way on the screen. That's all good, though. And then there's a really nasty one coming up here, where it looks like I'm at the end. Nope. Did not double jump, or I did not get enough height when I reset it. So I just made extra sure, and then the brain breaks again, trying to figure out how to tackle this. This is, I think, the only spot in Path of Pain where I actually died, because I was being impatient with Hive Blood. You can see it does take a second to regenerate that one mask of health. It's also where Grub Song comes in handy, though, because you will generate a little bit of soul every time you take damage, which just means a little bit of extra healing, meaning you don't have to slow down the pace of the attempts quite so much, waiting for Hive Blood every time. More or less just once you get down to one mask. So speaking of the editing, oh boy, that finale cannot go up today because editing for that is turning into a real nightmare with the sheer amount of footage and how creative I'm having to get with it to show the spirit of the boss rushes without making the episodes several hours long of just refights. So that's going. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it on that. It's going. This is another really fun one. Again, you're not really at risk of dying at this point, even without the Hive Blood, because they give you this infinite refill Hollow Knight themed soul totem. But it is just a really, really tricky section. I think I likened the White Palace to like maybe a mid to late game level in Meat Boy, whereas a lot of Path of Pain is a little bit closer to like Boshi or Kaizo Mario. It's super fun, but it's very tough. And it's especially tough because they want you to make creative use of a mechanic that you don't really have to utilize all that much in the main game, if at all. And what they really take advantage of here is the fact that when you pogo, and you can pogo off of virtually any solid hazard, it resets your dash and your double jump. So there is just a ton of that, these really fine movements, and a lot of like very quick technical movements at that. You know, I was really afraid. Oh, this. Hold on. I tried to do this upwards saw blade pogo so many times before I finally realized that there was a much easier way to do this. To my credit, I almost pulled it off. I think I gave this a few more tries of doing this. I was at this screen for like 7 or 8 minutes just trying to do this. And it almost works. I could, if like I was really stubborn, I could have kept doing that, but I think I finally slowed down and reevaluated my approach because that just didn't feel like the right thing to do, and it wasn't. Oh man, Path of Pain is so fun. I really like this level a whole lot. Again, when you have movement mechanics as crisp and good feeling and responsive as those in Hollow Knight, you can do some really nifty stuff with the level design for a platforming level. And then my heart just kind of sank here as I realized I was not done with a section that was already quite tough. And my favorite is right here, because you can actively see how much I do not trust this level, so I stopped short on the Crystal Dash, thinking I was gonna run into a mid-air hazard, and just, instead I drop. And then I was like, oh, so it's not a trick, huh? And I didn't cancel the air dash at all, so I went straight into the thorns. It's the most Wile E. Coyote thing that happened in the whole 60 or 70 minutes it took to complete Path of Pain. God, it was just so good. What I was saying was, I was worried that I would have more trouble than I did because I used the Dash Master charm even here. And I use exclusively the analog sticks. So Dash Master lets you dash downwards, so I thought I was going to get some missed inputs resulting in down dashes. This only happened like 3 or 4 times in total over all the attempts. D-pad would probably result in cleaner inputs, but I don't really play platformers with the D-pad. I even played platformers with the D-pad since the Super Nintendo days, because I just hate the way it feels. Obviously, I still use the pad for fighting games. On the rare occasion I actually play a fighting game on pad, except for Smash. I still use analog sticks for Smash. Platformers, though, just, yeah. Analogs all day. This is by far the hardest screen. It's also the last one. This one is really demanding. The sheer length of it, it demands perfection. You cannot screw up at all. As for the pace of attempts here, I like to really go rapid fire. I don't frustrate easily, so I can just grind something out. I really only stop or pause during attempts if I think I'm doing something fundamentally wrong, like before with that vertical climb, where I was trying to do the pogo upwards. I really don't like taking a long time between attempts at short sections like this, even if they're super hard and they're just kicking my ass. I don't get that frustrated. In fact, I went through most of this with a grin on my face. It's just a good-ass time. It's really well designed, Path of Pain is. this part, I almost blew it so bad. I got very lucky, and I could not believe that I actually had the presence of mind to do that little short hop. I thought I was going to hit the thorns, but the hurt box of the nail was just close enough to the saw blade to get it done. So I like to just let muscle memory take over. It's actually one of the most popular psychological theories for why people choke, because they get inside their own heads and start thinking about their individual actions instead of just letting a muscle memory do what they've drilled it to do. It's called the explicit monitoring theory. And this is your reward for beating Path of Pain. Get to see the Hollow Knight and the Pale King share this heartfelt moment, which may have been part of what tainted the Hollow Knight. This idea instilled. Anyway, that's Path of Pain. Thank you all for watching. The finale will go up probably tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, everyone.